D-Welsh, I think it's pretty much confirmed that you're a pussy. Um, for those of you who don't know who D-Welsh is, D-Welsh is a major donator in the Joe Cronin show army, in the JCS army. But he's a punk ass bitch who talks nothing but shit about me all the time in the comments, has said some like really horrible things about me in the comments, not just about me, but about my mother, about my sister, about my dead father. He's made sure to specify that that he's not just making fun of my father, but he's making fun of my dead father. He's done that to me multiple times, and I don't really give a shit because in the nature of this show, we say some crazy ass shit, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. The problem is, though, is that he does it every single fucking night. He talks shit about me in the comments, but when I try and have a fucking conversation with him, he's silent. He sits like that. He sits like that the whole show. I'm literally asking him, I'm like, D-Welsh, I would like to know, are we cool? Like, what's your problem with me? Trying to get anything out of him while we're on a show together. And you know what he does? He just sits there. He just fucking sits there. Like a bitch. So you're to tell me that you have all this shit to say about me in the comments and in Discord section, and like not even in the Discord comment section, in the chat. He has all this shit to say about me, like in the chat and in the comment section. But when it comes to like an actual conversation that I'm trying to get on with him, that I'm trying to have, that I'm confronting him with, he doesn't speak up. In fact, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to speak. That's probably why he's a donator and not a co-host. Now, I'm not saying all donators are like retarded people, but I'm saying is he very much fits into the role of a guy who wanted a higher position in the show. He wanted a higher position in the show, but he could never get that because he's fucking terrible and talentless and he sucks. So he became a donator. And now he thinks that because he's a donator that he can just say all the shit he wants and nobody will ever say anything back to him. Obviously, Joe supports him and will fucking back him up anytime. And good for Joe, obviously. He's one of your major donators. But D-Welsh, I don't get that money. I don't give a shit what money you send to Joe, and I don't care if you stop donating to Joe. And that might upset Joe, and that might strain a relationship with me and Joe, which you wanted, by the way, because that's why you tattled on me about the whole pay thing, was to get me in trouble so that I would get kicked off the show, because I know the scummy things that you would do and that other people have done, and you fit very well within that profile of scumbag. Very much similar to a guy named Mellow Yellow, who thought because he was a donator that he had any right to tell Joe and JB who they could have and who they could talk to on the show. Very similar type of mentality that I get from D-Welsh. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but he is very much like a pocket watcher, because when I told him that I occasionally get paid, he immediately was like, Joe, you have to tell me this is not true, because that's Biden. He was like fucking out of his mind angry because he is a actual scumbag. And he said so much shit about my family that I said, you know what? Fuck you and your fucking family. And he constantly like uses his family as like a way to prop himself up. Like, you wouldn't understand, Rojas. You're not a provider. I'm a father. I'm the parent. You wouldn't understand. Like, I don't give a shit if you're a parent or not. What I'm asking you is why you can't have a conversation with me. I've called you multiple times on Discord saying, hey, because while we're fucking communicating with each other in the comments and he's saying nasty shit to me and saying how I'm a bitch and all this and all that, I'm literally calling him and he won't fucking answer. But I see him responding in a message to tell me I'm a bitch, but he can't pick up the phone because he doesn't have any balls. He doesn't have anything. He's a fucking punk. I don't give a shit if you've gotten laid. I don't give a shit if you have a kid. I don't give a shit how much money you make. You are a fucking bitch. I have been trying to get a conversation going between me and you. No, Vanix has tried it. Ghost from the Coast has tried it. And you back down at every turn. And now you want to say, oh, because my son is sick. Sorry, I care about my son. Meanwhile, he's typing me these long ass responses either way. So it's like, oh, your son's so sick that you can't have time to literally answer my phone call. I'm not even asking for a 20-minute conversation. Fucking 2 minutes is whatever. You don't have time for that, but you do have time to individually type out these responses. Yeah, you're a fucking punk. Enough with the fucking excuses, bro. You don't got any balls, and you suck dick, all right? Fuck you. I don't give a fucking shit about your son. And, oh, you hurt what type of person? Like, he said something about how I want your son dead. I don't want your son dead. I said D-Welsh would kill his son rather than having a conversation with me. That's basically it. He would kill his son than rather have a conversation with me. That's what I said. And then he rephrased it, what type of person says that their parent should kill their son? That is such fucking bullshit victim mentality of I'm going to change around what the guy actually said to make me seem like more sympathetic, for people to feel bad for me. Meanwhile, this guy has brought up my dead father to me multiple times. He's called my mother a cow. He's called my sister this and that. But when I say something about his son, that's crossing the line. You wouldn't understand I would like to be a parent. I don't give a fucking shit. He's the one who brings up families. He's the one who brought up his fucking son. I didn't even know he had a son. He brought up his son. He brought up his wife. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I even told him, I don't give a shit about your fucking stupid family. And I mean, maybe I did say that his son was a mongoloid because of his genetics. That was a little mean. I'll say that. But then again, I don't really care considering all the shit he said to me. So it's fair game, buddy. You want to fucking say all this shit and talk a bunch of shit, but then back out like a fucking pussy and play victim card, then you're going to get called out for it. All right? Fuck you. You lose. Accept it. All right?